everything is a bit dusty.
Everything is a bit dusty.
The room was locked. That's why we couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Cameras were turned off.
Yeah.
We've been recording this whole time.
Yes.
So we're back with a video. Been a number of weeks.
2 months.
2 months. We haven't been uploading. There's been a few creators haven't been uploading.
Yeah.
I think it's just, don't know, YouTube just took a lull.
No. A lot of like actually, not talking about Strongman, a lot of content creators ended their careers on YouTube as well. Like they finished for whatever reason. So
it was just a weird time in YouTube. It wasn't to do like with anything rather than like not posting.
Even Lawrence, he wasn't uploading.
Yeah, there was a stage like he was uploading once a day at one stage, and then it took a stage where he was uploading maybe once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Once every week. Even now, like only before the Giants Live Strongman Classic, he was uploading not really that much. Like
we're just making excuses.
We're making excuses, but like everybody was. I don't know. It was a tough one. Like everybody was kind of doing it to a stage, like you were saying, that like no one was uploading. Even massive creators weren't uploading as much.
That's true. I don't know what's going on, but people. Well, anyway, we back. Yeah, that's the most important thing.
So Giants Live Strongman Classic, we have a new champion. Alexei Novikov wasn't competing this year, and we have a well-deserved champion.
Yes.
We have Evan T-Rex Singleton.
Yeah, I'm really happy that he won. He had very sort of unlucky, 2 years?
Yeah, kind of ups and downs since World Strongest Man 21.
Competition, having health issues, and coming up to this competition, his training looked really good, and he won the whole thing.
So he said himself that he's been doing a lot of training on the Viking press to get himself up to speed with it. That's why he did so well with the reps. He said he was doing 19 reps in training consistently.
I think he said, though, he didn't try the yoke. The yoke was a new thing for all of them.
Yeah. The very first event, we have a new world record in the nickel stones. We have Eddie Williams, the singing strongman, competing against the likes of Mitchell Hooper, Kevin Fairs. Kevin Fairs probably one of the favourites to win it, just to his incredible grip. Eddie Williams ended up beating him, which is, I don't think anyone probably seen that coming.
I didn't see that coming, like especially I don't know when he came to England, but to travel from Australia, it's always hard, like, 24 hours.
24-hour flight.
Yeah. And, like, different time zones and stuff like that. But his body seems like adapted pretty well.
Yeah, the jet lag.
He got that world record, and he finished pretty well overall in that competition.
It's like we were saying then as well, the super yoke's a brand new looking super yoke. Yeah. And we had an incredible time. Mitchell Hooper, again, showing everybody how he's probably the best super yoke user in the world.
At the moment, yes.
At the moment, less than 10 seconds.
Yeah. And he was wearing knee sleeves for a change. Usually he goes
just nothing, just
raw.
A pair of shorts.
Yeah, but this time he was using knee sleeves, and he says he could have got even a better time. I just don't know how.
So after the super yoke, then we had the deadlift, 360 kilos on the train axle deadlift that they have. Literally no give in the bar at all, solid. And even Terry Hollins was saying himself that like I think it was a 440 kilo deadlift he had, and even at that, the way the bar is, it's such a thick bar that it's nearly working in a deficit. So you're nearly doing a deficit deadlift on every rep. The winner of that was Mitchell Hooper. 7 reps. Looked like very easy 5 reps. Last 2 reps then was a bit more of a struggle. The reps to beat at the time were 6 reps, and he did it easily. We had some athletes then like Rongo Keane only did 1 rep, Cordiaca only doing 1 rep.
Yeah, Cordiaca is kind of like these events didn't really suited him at all. Like in the Europe Strongest Man, he was so dominant, and in this one, he's like kind of fell out of the race pretty soon. Like,
yeah, I think like for Cordiaca, he's listed as 6'4", but like on the lighter side of the athletes, as you can see, like he's ripped, like he has abs compared to everybody else. Like I don't think that really helps. You have to have your power belly, as to say, carrying that bit of weight.
I wonder what's his plan for the future when it comes to like his body weight. Like, will he stay the same weight, or I think he still needs to gain a little bit in order to be like competitive at the heavy lifting strongman competition, like Giants Life, for example. He's still a relatively young guy, so he needs to make that decision. And I think if he wants to challenge the guys in the World's Strongest Man who are in the Classic, I think he needs to be like a little bit heavier. Like, he needs to make that decision, whatever he's like, stays at that lightweight, which is hit and miss with the events then, You know, so we'll see what's his decision. I think he'll make adjustments after this competition.
So onto the Viking press, the usual implements, the 3 logs on the Viking press setup. We had the record of 13 reps by Paul Smith was what was there to beat. We had Spencer Remick and Iron Bibby. Straight away, 2 of them blew it out of the water with 15 reps. Then we had Trey Mitchell blowing it out of the water with 18 reps on the Viking press. Could have been 17.
Yes, there was. I think he hit altogether 19, and
The counter was wrong.
Yeah, the referee tried to disallow 2 of them.
Yeah.
Which they reviewed it, which is fair enough again. That was the right thing to do, and they gave 1 back to him. And deservingly, he got the world record now in this event. Now, that said, he doesn't look that he's in very good shape for now.
He doesn't look like what he was in Shaw Classic last year.
Yeah.
Or any competitions. Usually, he looks a lot more plump. I don't know.
More like just... I don't know what's going on with him. Is he trying to peak for the Shaw Classic?
That's only, 4 or 5 weeks away?
Yeah. So is that what he's trying to do? Because he didn't look like he was in a very good shape for this one. Maybe after the World's Strongest Man, he didn't compete that much. And he let his body a bit like decompress and not train that hard, or maybe he had like a couple of small niggly injuries and he needed to focus on them and just rehab it.
Yeah, I think this competition, if that is the way he's thinking of peaking for Shaw Classic, I think this is a very good benchmark to see where he is.
Yeah.
In terms of, right, what do I need to improve on? How's the body feeling? Like, am I going to be ready in 5 weeks? I think this is a very good way of judging that.
5 weeks is a long time. So especially if he declined after the World's Strongest Man a little bit, and now he's trying to get in shape for the Shaw Classic, which is going to be a big payday for every strongman that will be competing there. So it kind of makes sense for him to maybe focus on this one, and especially that he's the 2-time reigning champion.
Yeah, he's been the champion since it started.
Pretty much. So hopefully it's the case. Hopefully it's nothing more serious than that. But it goes to show that his shoulders are still super strong, and he's probably even like still probably the best shoulder presser in the world. Like, you know,
Evan Singleton even said that himself. Like, Evan said he needed to work on the Viking press.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. He's been doing in training 19 reps consecutively. But one thing that was the upset with this event, this was the real turning point in the competition.
Yeah.
Was that Mitchell Hooper was, I think it was 4.5 points, 5.5 points ahead of second place. He only had 14 reps. Like, so he lost a lot of points. There was a lot of people between him then. Obviously, you're going to drop down the ladder. So 1 point coming into the final event between him and Evan.
Yeah.
And that was the real, like, that was, I think, his main concern, was that he had to try finish all the stones.
Luke didn't look very
underwhelming.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like really saying it, but I think he wasn't in his best shape that he could have been.
No, he wasn't. Though Tom, on the other hand, he was phenomenal. He looked very, very impressive. He seems like his body was in really good shape. Like in Ireland Classic when he competed, he wasn't. He was like, if you compare Tom's shape to yesterday and to the Ireland Classic, it's like 2 different athletes altogether. Like we said it before, like Tom is still, I don't think that he fully reached his potential. I think he still can get better, and if he stays consistent, I think he's like, I know everyone is like saying that Mitch Hooper is the future of the strongman, and I still think that Tom is the guy to beat. Like, you know, Tom still managed to finish in second place, and there wasn't that much of a difference between him and Mitch Hooper. So I think still Tom is the guy to see in the future, and I still think he can smash that all-time record, like 6 wins. So after the World's Strongest Man, we usually see Tom a bit like declining. He's not competing as much in Giants Life, but for this one, I think he have that hunger again, or maybe like that his anger.
Yeah, I think, you know? I know what you're trying to say. Like, I agree with you 100%. Because even before the stones, like he was saying to Neil, like he was saying, you watch and see, this is going to be the fastest time you've ever seen 5 stones land, like loaded onto a platform. And like to say that and then go and do it, angry, like, you know.
I think that loss in the World's Strongest Man was good for him,
I think he needed to do it.
Yeah, maybe he was getting a bit too comfortable. And I think loads of people thought that nobody will be able to challenge him in upcoming years, which I was one of them. I thought like Tom will
walk
dominate.
away with it.
Will dominate the field for like good few years, but it's not. It wasn't the case, and I think it's good for Tom that happened.
So going into the last event, like I was saying, we have Mitchell Hooper in first place. Only 1 point behind him then was Evan Singleton. So it was do or die for Mitchell and Evan. Whoever loaded the 5 stones fastest was going to win it. Clear as day, that was it. We had a bit of an upset when it came to the Atlas stones, with only 2 athletes actually finishing the competition completely with the 5 stones, and that was Tom Stoltman and Evan Singleton. Tom Stoltman, like we were saying, he said before the Atlas stones even came out that he was going to load him in the fastest time you've ever seen 5 stones lifted.
It was weird to see that the guy struggling with 4th and 5th stone. Usually, like half the field at least finishes the whole run, and this time only 2 guys finished it. And even Mitch Hooper, who's like he's pretty decent at lifting the stones, he couldn't even load the
4th stone.
The 4th.
Yeah, so he got the 3rd up fairly okay, and then the 4th one it was just.
Was it trying to say something to the organizers that it was slippy or something on them?
When Evan loaded the 5 stones, like obviously Evan seen it and he was going mental obviously because he won it. But like when he came over, then Mitchell was like kind of calling him over. Evan was leaning on the platform looking at him, and Mitchell was kind of like twisting the stone. He was kind of, oh, look at this part of the stone. I don't know what was he saying, because he was looking at his forearms. Was he trying to say that it was dirty? Was he trying to say that it was...
Yeah, but wasn't Tom lifting before him?
Tom,
and he managed
like
to
about 2 minutes beforehand, Tom smashed it on that set of stones.
I don't know what he's trying to say then.
Yeah.
It's like, was Tom's sweat was allowed
well,
all the stuff.
Even if he was, like, if he had tacky on his arms,
Yeah.
the tacky should have kind of counteracted. Like, I don't think, like, unless his sweat is made of baby oil or WD-40, it's not going to affect it realistically. But he was kind of saying to everyone, like, look at the stone. Like, he was twisting the stone, trying to see can he get a better lift on it. But like, if Tom was able to one motion the stone, there's nothing. Like, he didn't even slip on the stone. It was
I don't know. And Evan Singleton, good for him.
He knows himself. Like, even when he was doing the interview with Bill Kazmaier afterwards, like, given this, like, to be fair, like you're saying, well over 2 years, realistically, he should have been winning these events.
Yeah, like, I always knew that he has a lot of potential. He's just pure build. He built like a proper strongman. He has big, massive legs, big upper body. Like, it seems like he's very balanced strongman, and just whatever that thing that was going on with his body when he was like had to pull out in the middle of competition. I think now it's fixed. He's not making the same mistakes, whatever mistakes he was making, and potentially now he's like, I don't know, like, again, contender when it comes to winning World's Strongest Man, Arnold Classic, and Shaw Classic. And even like if he's getting invited to Rogue Invitationals, like, you have to put him into the...
He has to be in that pot where you want to say, like, even Bill Kazmaier was saying himself, he's a future World's Strongest Man. Like,
I can see that.
I can't see like that being a thing that you'd say, oh, you're probably reaching.
Yeah.
Like, he's up there. He's probably in the top 5 athletes that you could say, right, future World's Strongest Man winner.
So again, it's good. Again, for us as fans, it's great to see Tom, Mitch Hooper, Evan Singleton challenging each other. It's not like,
Mitchell just goes out and wins it.
Yeah, and
Tom goes out and wins
it, and you're like, oh, okay, like,
rerun
so
again.
now it's very unpredictable outcome of the competition, which as a fan, like, you should always be.
You always want a bit of competition. It's always something to look at.
Yeah.
In the end, we had Evan Singleton winning, Tom Stoltman coming in second, and Mitchell Hooper in third. Like you were saying, it was a great competition to watch. All the implements, everything about it was just a great show. This was a bit long-winded, I suppose, but 2 months of built-up talking is needed to cover.
It's all good, though.
It's all good. So we have a bit of traveling going on the next couple of weeks. We have some new video ideas that we haven't seen before, but we're just going to try them out. Probably do a bit more in the yard again, hopefully.
Yeah.
Go back to the old school days for anyone that's been watching the last 3 years. So we have new things coming up, but like always, make sure to stay tuned for the next video. If you haven't, make sure to press the like button, and like always, comment. We haven't seen the comments obviously in 2 months, but always comment.
We miss you guys.
Always comment down below. We love looking at the comments, and make sure to subscribe. Like, Same, I haven't said that in 2 months.
Yeah.
It's horrible to say. Make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon to keep up to date with everything that's Lalas Brothers. We'll see you very soon in the next video.
See you later, guys.